It is said that in the city of Shaoxing, there was a rich man named Gao Lizhong. This man, wealthy but cruel, profited by exploiting the poor through loan sharking. The people despised him, but there was little they could do. One year, Su Wenchang's neighbor Zhang Guanshou faced a sudden family crisis and urgently needed money. In desperation, he turned to Su Wenchang for help. Though Su was sympathetic, he too was financially strained and unable to assist directly. Therefore, he accompanied Zhang to Gao Lizhong's house to borrow money. As soon as Gao Lizhong saw Su Wenchang, he knew this matter required careful attention. With a smile, he said to Zhang Guanshou, "Guanshou, we may be strangers, but for Mr. Su's sake, I will lend you 10 taels of silver today as an exception. The interest rate will be lighter than usual. When it matures next year, aside from repaying the principal, you will only need to pay me 4 taels in interest." With Mr. Su as a guarantee, there is no need for any formal documentation. When Su Wenchang heard that Gao Lizhong wanted to lend 10 taels of silver and charge 4 taels of interest for the year, he couldn't help but scold him for his greed and cunning. However, he said calmly, "Brother, you are so generous to help a poor man like Guanshou. But I was thinking, how about we make the interest just 3 taels of wine?" Gao Lizhong, misinterpreting 3 taels of wine as 3.9 taels, assumed it was a small difference. He thought, 3.9 taels versus 4, it's almost the same, why not agree and do this favor? Without hesitation, he agreed. Spring passed and autumn arrived. A year slipped by in the blink of an eye, and the debt repayment time had come. Following Su Wenchang's instructions, Zhang Guanshou gathered 10 taels of silver, filled a bottle with 3 taels of wine, and went to Gao Lizhong's house to settle the debt. Upon hearing that Zhang Guanshou had come to pay, Gao Lizhong was overjoyed and quickly welcomed him in. However, when he saw the wine bottle in Zhang Guanshou's hand, he couldn't help but feel puzzled and asked, "Guanshou, what's in the bottle?" Zhang Guanshou calmly handed over the 10 taels of silver and the wine bottle, saying, "Please weigh them. This is the principal of 10 taels of silver, and this is the interest of 3 taels of wine." "What? Interest on 3 taels of wine?" Gao Lizhong exclaimed, shocked and speechless. Seeing his embarrassment, Zhang Guanshou calmly explained, "Last year on this very day, I borrowed 10 taels of silver from you. Mr. Su Wenchang was also present at the time. Didn't you personally agree that the interest would be 3 taels of wine? It turned out that the wine was not the 9. Gao Lizhong was stunned by these words. He never expected Su Wenchang to come up with such a clever trick to mock him. Furious, he was on the verge of exploding, but then he realized that he had only made a verbal agreement, and there was no written evidence to back him up. He had no way to argue or refute the claim. Reluctantly suppressing his anger, he accepted the 10 taels of silver and muttered, "Guanshou, forget it. I'll just take the fall for it. Just take these 3 taels of wine back and drink it yourself." But Zhang Guanshou firmly replied, "That's not possible. This is the interest we agreed upon. I can't let it go. As the saying goes, return what you borrow, and borrowing again won't be hard." After saying this, he placed the bottle on the table and walked away. This incident quickly spread throughout Shaoxing City, and the poor people who had been exploited by Gao Lizhong cheered and praised Su Wenchang's wit and bravery. It turned out that Su Wenchang had anticipated that Gao Lizhong would charge exorbitant interest from his neighbors, so he cleverly described the interest as 3 taels of wine, exploiting Gao Lizhong's misunderstanding. This tactic converted the interest from silver to wine, which not only solved Zhang Guanshou's urgent need but also taught Gao Lizhong a valuable lesson. ensuring he would never again dare to exploit the people. This story teaches us an important lesson. In real life, we must tailor our approach based on the person we are dealing with. While gentlemen should be treated with respect and courtesy, villains like Gao Lizhong must be handled with wisdom and strategy to protect ourselves and uphold justice.